So this offshoot episode is going to be a little different, where we got everybody that's involved with the podcast ever to come down to my apartment in Maryland, and we did a table read for a script that my cousin Paul and I wrote. Now, I'm going to explain it to you, and I'm just going to launch right into it, and then you're going to listen to the table read of us doing it, and just let us know what you think, because we thought it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. So here goes. Imagine an America where people and puppets are treated as equals. Held Accountable is a sitcom about a young law school alumnus named Ricky Cook from New York transplanted into Chicago, where sentient puppets seem to be the innocent victims of hate crimes and discrimination, even in a surprisingly progressive society. Puppets live for several centuries, are allergic to superstition, and believe Betsy Ross is responsible for their sentience, thus making her their god. Ricky Cook must learn to exercise compassion and understanding if he is to befriend the stubborn, long-winded puppet District Attorney Cliff Poodlepants, and make his way in a city full of injustice. The main cast includes Assistant District Attorney Ricky Cook, our young human upstart, the protagonist. He's an idealist and an energetic, self-deprecating guy. He can be naive but wishes for the truth in a superior court justice system. He will be read by Jordan. District Attorney Cliff Poodlepants is a hardline autocrat who treats the courtroom like the stage of a play. He's also a fuzzy purple puppet with orange hair who always has a cigar hanging from his mouth. He will be read by Paul. Chicago Mayor Arlington, a human politician who dislikes puppets and is never afraid to make it known. I will be reading him. Kurt Fisher is a human Chicago Tribune beat writer. He will be read by Brian. Alicia Turner is a wisecracking, lovable, unenthusiastic young woman. She will be read by Samantha. And she is currently engaged to Chucky Buffin Pumper, who is a puppet bodybuilder, who will be read by Andrew. So that is the basic character list, and then we get into some of the other things that happen in the episode. It's essentially the pilot script. It'd be the very first episode that you'd ever see of the show, but we want you to imagine all of the puppets and humans bobbing up and down together. So yeah, let us know what you think, and here we go.
And we are recording.
All right.
So, yeah.
Episode 1. Begin cold open. Interior, Ricky's bedroom, morning. An alarm clock rings. Boom! Ricky's hand comes down and puts a stop to it. He stretches and yawns inside his inflatable airbed. The birds are chirping. He smiles widely despite his dark, dirty apartment.
Boy, am I excited for my first day on the job.
Now Ricky is shaving in front of his bathroom mirror. He cuts himself, but it doesn't faze him.
Oh no, nothing's gonna stop me today.
Next, we see Ricky in a bathrobe, pouring himself freshly brewed coffee. He puts the mug to his lips, and it's too hot! Some of it drips onto his robe, but he keeps on smiling.
Nope.
Ricky's struggling to pull up a pair of pants. They tear instantly.
I have another pair.
Ricky puts on another pair with ease. They're stained.
Damn it.
Eventually, Ricky is all dressed and ready to go. He grabs his keys and heads out the door to exterior, Ricky's apartment, day. He whistles a tune and twirls his keys on his finger as he heads toward the exit.
Nope, there's nothing in this world that can stop me today.
From this angle, we can't see Ricky's new neighbor, but we can certainly hear her, or him.
How many times do I need to tell you to keep it down?
Sure thing, Mrs. Fuddleburger. I'll just diffuse, though, through the door next time.
Is that the laugh track we hear? Oh well, this is a sitcom, isn't it? Ricky sails down a flight of stairs and out into the bright spring sun. Exterior, Chicago suburb, day. Humans and puppets roam the street before him. Ricky spots a paperboy tossing newspapers. As if it were meant to happen, he catches one on his hands. It's the Chicago Tribune.
Sweet! Gotta keep up with the Tribune. You won't catch me reading that old New York Post again, no sir.
He waves to the paperboy.
Thanks!
Liberal bastard!
What the?
A tall, giraffe-like puppet collides with Ricky, who immediately falls over.
Woo! Excuse me?
I'm so sorry. May Betsy Ross bless you.
The puppet is halfway down the street before Ricky can even respond. He brushes off some of the dirt collected on his clothes, slides the newspaper into his pocket, and looks at his watch. Ricky clears his throat and forces himself to whistle again. He starts walking. Cut to interior, District Attorney's office building. Later. The office is silent, so silent that we can hear the tick-tocks of a clock as clear as the bright spring day. District Attorney Cliff Poodlepants is staring at the clock, moving his bottom jaw in an animated way so as to appear to be chewing on his permanent felt and cotton cigar pensively. Alicia Turner stares at the clock with him, but only because she feels like she has to. She pops a wad of chewing gum in her mouth, and her gaze moves lazily away from the clock and towards Cliff.
If you're trying to quit smoking, they say the gum doesn't help.
Oh, I just do it to say I'm trying to quit smoking. $10 says he won't come.
He'll come.
You should have went with that puppet guy instead. What's his name? Danny Mivunks?
Mivunks was a quack. Judge Menz over in Jersey says this human kid is dynamite. Plus, what kind of name is Mivunks anyway? My last name is Poodlepants, for Betsy's sake. And even I think Mivunks is weird.
If you say so. I know you could use that $10. And don't pronounce the word human like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Trust me, he'll come.
And that's precisely when Ricky enters the building, covered in sweat, and is that blood? He's completely out of breath. He's got the Tribune in his hands, but it's almost been completely shredded.
I'm here! I made it!
Well. If it isn't Mr. Ricky Cook. Want to explain to me why you're exactly 47 minutes late and smell distinctly of Alaskan salmon?
Ricky shakes Cliff's hand.
I'm sorry. I guess I just got lost out there. I must say, it's a real pleasure to meet you, District Attorney Poodlepants.
Just call me Cliff.
Cliff! I figured I'd take the subway. I should have known I wouldn't be wrestling the same old subterranean snake. I just figured the city was the city, you know?
Well, you're wrong. Chicago is the best city in the world. And that subway system you say you're trying to wrestle isn't going to just submit to your demands without some level of respect. You see, Slick, it isn't just...
Suddenly, Ricky starts to heave. Is he? Cliff and Alicia look on in disgust as he vomits from sheer exhaustion.
This isn't starting off well for you, is it?
I'm so glad I finally know what failure smells like.
End cold open. Held accountable opening credits. Theme song is I'm a Marionette by ABBA. Begin Act 1. A janitor is mopping up Ricky's vomit.
Hey, thanks, man. I'm really sorry about that.
Come on, Slinger, let me show you how the cattle feeds around here. Now that you're good and, you threw up.
How the cattle feeds? Is that a Chicago thing?
No.
They arrive at Cliff's office door.
Aren't you gonna introduce me to the lovely lady, Cliff?
I sure am. She's called the Man Cave. That's her name. Well, that's what they're usually known to be called. Sometimes I call it the Bat Cave.
Poodlepants laughs to himself and shakes his head.
It's wishful thinking.
They enter the office.
Aren't you gonna introduce me?
Interior, Cliff's office, day.
I mean, who's the desk clerk?
Your coworker, ADA. Get used to it.
I think I can.
Hey! Enough, Rick. Ricky? Is it?
That's fine.
Fine. Well, I'm gonna call you Slick for now. That sound good to you? Good. Because that's rule number 1. Whatever I say around here goes. Is that understood?
I guess.
Rule number 2. Always be sure of yourself.
What?
Cliff slaps Ricky across the face.
Like that! What's with this what garbage? What? That's trash. It's garbage. Sewage. You got something to say, Slick? You say it.
I really prefer if you didn't call me Slinger or Slick or...
Rule number 3, don't be a buzzkill.
Ricky's mouth opens, but nothing comes out.
Come on, let me show you the, let me take you out now for some yum yums.
They exit the office and head toward the main door. On their way out, they run into Kurt Fisher and a few of his lackeys standing in the lobby. Lawyers, journalists, and politicians. Of all shapes and sizes. Puppets included. Kurt eyes up Ricky.
Whoa, look what we got here, guys. Fresh meat. Let me guess. The oldest handsome brother over here finally realized trying to be a freelance photographer in New York wasn't going to pay the bills for his 1-bedroom, 1-bath studio, huh?
Kurt Fisher. Who the hell let you in here?
Cliff shoots an accusing glare at Alicia.
I don't get paid enough to also be security.
I'm surprised your payroll can even cover another human, Poodlepants, since, you know, all humans make double than that of what puppets make on average.
Kurt high-fives one of his buddies. If Cliff's skin wasn't made out of felt, it would be turning red.
Alright, don't act like you didn't shed a tear when you saw Mr. Flufferstumpin's waterlogged, stitched body being dragged out of the bottom of Lake Michigan. The tragedy of Billy Flufferstumpin was a solemn day in this city, and none of us will ever forget him. And you know puppets can't swim.
Nor are they impervious to fire. But injustices in the state of Chicago are still happening. Meanwhile, human government officials sit idly by and wait for the moment most beneficial to come out and say something. Like, I imagine, your new friend here.
Kurt high-fives another guy.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about our upcoming case. An arson at the puppet orphanage.
Oh, good heavens. Look, I'm just here to uphold the law, Mr. Fisher. Not to start any trouble. I believe in equal rights for puppets. It's only logical.
Right. Logic. Careful, Poodlepants. Wouldn't want your noob here to get tangled up in your hypothetical or literal strings.
Whoa.
I'm not a marionette, you son of a...
Hey! You're not a marionette. You're a charming, sophisticated, disciplined district attorney, and there's nothing Kurt can say that will change that, right?
I'm a writer, not a fighter.
I know that's right.
Oh, look who it is, Cliff's glorified bookkeeper.
I will knock you out so fast, Kurt, you'll fly right off past human hell and find yourself kissing puppet Satan's styrofoam toenails.
Threat! She threatened my life!
Nobody does anything.
Mark my words, Poodlepants, you will go down, I promise!
Exit Kurt and entourage. Cliff chuckles nervously.
He always says that.
Cut to interior deep dish pizza parlor later that day.
I've never had deep dish pizza before. I'm such a New Yorker.
That's funny. I haven't had New York style pizza in nearly 2 centuries.
Silence. Cliff's remarks go right over Ricky's head.
Anyways, sorry about that back there. Kurt Fisher, he's always trying to get an inside scoop. He's what you humans call a brown noser. He's just trying to intimidate you.
It's fine. I can't expect everyone to adapt to change as well as you have. Speaking of which, what was all of that Billy Flufferstumpin you mentioned about at the office? Like, what really happened that day?
Flufferstumpin, he was my former ADA. He was taking a stroll outside one day, and well, you know, some of those powerful Chicago winds tend to snatch the smaller puppets right off the ground. He landed in a lake, and he never got out.
Undertow?
Let's just say puppets are known for being excellent smellers, not swimmers.
Ricky nods somberly.
He drowned that day. Had that tragic incident not occurred, you would be in New York right now. eating paper-thin pizza. And he and I would be here eating this.
I'm sorry. We don't have to talk about this if it makes you feel uncomfortable.
The only thing that makes me feel uncomfortable is injustice. Which reminds me, we've got to meet the puppet charged with committing, the arson at the PC orphanage.
Cliff looks at a watch that seems to have no real similarity to human watches except that it's round and has 3 hands. Instead of numbers, there are pictures of various things, i.e. a celebrity's head with an X over the eyes, an eggplant, a full moon, a sandcastle, etc.
57 minutes and 12 seconds, exactly.
PC?
It's the acronym for Puppet Children.
Why can't puppet children and human children be orphans together?
You got chutzpah, kid. I'll give you that. Are they integrated out in New York?
Mostly. I'm just expressing my opinions, that's all. I think that, sentient fabric children and human children should be able to grow up together, no matter where they happen to live in the great U.S. of A.
Well, wake up, kid. This ain't a TV show.
They both look straight into the camera. There's that laugh track again.
Listen, it's like sentient fabric children, people, whatever. It's just another commie euphemism. It's what it is. Don't try and tap dance around it, We're puppets. The smart ones prefer the honesty over the sugar-coated truth.
Enter Mayor Arlington. Cliff immediately spots him.
Oh, shove a fist up my ass, Betsy Ross.
Whoa, what?
It's the goddamn mayor.
No, I mean, what about Betsy Ross?
Ricky turns to look behind him, but Cliff stops him.
Don't look.
I just wanted to see if he was human or a puppet.
Depends on whether or not it's an election year.
We hear that laugh track again. Arlington approaches them. He is a human whose voice does not match his stature. Poodlepants!
Mayor Arlington! How fantastically inconvenient!
My, what's this? Eating deep dish pizza with a human? Flufferstumpin must be howling in his puppet grave.
Actually, Mayor, he's Flumperstumpin's replacement.
Oh, good. We need more humans in that office of yours, Mr. Poodlepants. Ricky holds out his hand for a handshake.
I'm Ricky Cook, the new Assistant District Attorney.
Yes, we know that. Try to keep up, Justin Timberlake. Ricky puts his unshaken hand down. Why do all you puppets have sticks attached to your arms? I don't get it. How does that work?
Why do all you, humans have pinky toes? They serve no real purpose.
You can't see anything to them. It's their puppet culture. Exit Arlington.
Sentient fabric culture!
But I thought...
Not for him!
End Act 1. Begin Act 2. Establishing shot. District Attorney's Office building. Exterior day.
Alright, bring him in, Alicia.
Cut to interior Cliff's office day. Cliff is sitting in his office chair as Ricky pours a shot glass of whiskey. MASH reference intended. Ricky hands the glass to Cliff, who immediately drops it. The shot glass shatters on the floor.
I have no arm strength.
Didn't seem to stop you from gorging on that deep dish earlier.
Cliff presses record on a silly-looking tape recorder that a clown might own. Enter Doodlemizer, accompanied by Shaggington, his puppet attorney at law.
You like burning things to the ground, do you, Mr. Doodlemizer?
They say nothing. Ricky shoots Cliff a look of confusion, but says nothing either.
Sit your puppet asses down.
Doodlemizer and Shaggington take their seats.
My client won't talk to you unless you promise him full immunity.
I'm sorry, what?
This isn't your little New York home anymore, Mr. Cook. My client is being accused of burning down a puppet orphanage despite presence of any factual evidence. And it seems even the puppets in this city believe it. But make no mistake, I'll have the Tribune informed that you've treated my client poorly. And then you'll have a whole new slew of puppet activists bobbing up and down right at your doorstep.
You think I'm scared of the Tribune when I've dealt with the Post and Daily News?
Listen, I have all the facts right here in this dossier. You were once a poor puppet orphan, weren't you, Mr. Doodlemiser? And you were also once a resident of this particular puppet orphanage. So, you can either fill in the blanks for me now, or feel my threaded hand of justice.
I think we'd have a better shot at a trial.
Then let me ask you exactly what an opposing lawyer would ask. Why would you murder those puppet children, Doodlemiser? Why would you set their hopes and dreams ablaze?
Puppet on puppet crime is a myth!
Don't give me that! You knew that orphanage inside and out. Your cotton was found at the scene of the crime. Fess up! Or let the puppet ghosts of those puppet children haunt you for puppet ever.
That's enough. We're done here.
Wait! Wait!
Don't say another word, Doodlemiser.
I was diddled!
Diddled?
You know, touched. It's like the puppet way of saying touched, inappropriately.
Oh.
Ricky nods empathetically.
My headmaster, Whiffle Whisper! Every day, he ruined my puppet childhood!
Ricky lets out an overly dramatic gasp.
How long ago was this? I'm not sure the statute of limitations on molestation.
Diddling.
Diddling? We could press charges.
Now, Headmaster Whiffle Whisper died in that fire.
And he deserved nothing less!
Cliff stops the recorder.
You won't hear the last of this, Poodlepants.
Your client just confessed to the crime. What could you possibly have against us?
You, Mr. Cook. My client is entitled to a jury of his peers. And you, Guy, are not a peer of Doodlemiser.
What? Because I'm a human?
I don't like to finger paint in broad strokes, but the short answer, yes. I hope you're ready for press bouncing down on throats, human and puppet alike.
You mean there's worse press in this town than that dastardly Kurt Fisher? Ha!
Cliff shoots Ricky a glare, which is just how his face always looks, but it's an intense moment, so the glare is implied.
I'll be sure to give Mr. Fisher a call.
They exit.
You loudmouth bioorganism!
Now that is uncalled for.
What's uncalled for is you handing out names like they're little pieces of dark, scrumptious, chocolatey morsels of Reese's candy.
I'm sorry, Cliff.
Take the rest of the day off, Slick. And the next time, put a damn straw in my drink, huh?
Ricky almost says something once again, but he admits defeat and exits the office. He approaches Alicia, who is sitting at her desk.
No, I can't tell you how to get there. What? Because I don't know where it is. I've never been to Sesame Street. It's notoriously hard to find. Also, you have the wrong number, so...
Alicia hangs up the phone and shakes her head deliriously. She spots Ricky.
Hey, how's day one going for you, Slick Slinger?
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're gonna start calling me names now, too.
Lighten up, kid. You got a problem or something?
I guess I'm starting to miss the Big Apple. Maybe I wasn't cut out for Chicago law.
Don't get down. I mean, it's only your first day.
That's so cliche.
Alicia grins.
Poodlepants is the happiest I've seen him since before the tragedy of Billy Flumperstumpin'. I think he likes you more than he lets on.
You think so?
I think so.
Ricky smiles.
Want to go out for dinner?
What the hell did you just say to my babe?
Ricky turns and sees Chucky Buffinpumper, a moderately famous puppet bodybuilder, standing behind him.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Stay away from my babe, alright, human?
Relax. He works here. Ricky, this is Chucky Buffinpumper. Chucky, this is Ricky Cook, our new ADA.
This is Billy Flufferstumpin's replacement? He was my friend, you know. He was good. Genuinely good. Like a puppet angel. I can't believe they replaced him with a pile of flesh and bones.
You like this pile of flesh and bones?
Yeah, but you're flesh, bones, and curves.
They share an awkward puppet human kiss. Alicia backs away for a moment.
Did you just try to wink at me?
Yeah? Why?
It looks weird.
Are you for real right now, babe? You know Betsy Ross used that, really old wood glue on my eyes when she made me. This stuff's hard to get out without surgery.
I'm just being honest. Plus, sometimes weird is cute, right?
Alicia looks over at Ricky, the only person nearby that might give her validation, but then she realizes something.
Never mind. Wink all you want.
They start making out again. Exit Ricky. Cut to interior, Ricky's apartment that night. We see Ricky lounging on his couch. He flips through the few channels he has on his television, but quickly turns it off. He reaches over to a nightstand and grabs a picture frame. Inside, there's a photo of him at the top of the Statue of Liberty, by himself. Ricky wears a fleeting smile, then returns the frame to its place on the nightstand. He gets up and heads over to his dining room table to grab his cell phone. He dials, then puts the phone up to his ear.
Hello?
Hey, Mom.
Oh, it's my old grown-up son! How are you? How's everything going? You okay? Tell me you're okay.
I'm okay, Ma. It's fine. I'm fine.
You're not thinking of coming back, are you?
I don't know.
Oh, Ricky! Remember when you farted right before the 7th grade science fair presentation?
Yes, Mother.
And remember how you ran off and wouldn't go back into the classroom and then you called me hiding in the lavatory?
Yeah, I remember.
And what did I tell you that made you go back into the science fair and get an A+?
That I can't let anything stop me from succeeding in life. Not even my own fart hole.
That's my boy! Now wipe that pooper of yours clean and get back in there, Ricky.
Thanks, Mom. I think.
Ricky hangs up and heads into his bedroom where he plops down onto a half-inflated airbed. Cut to exterior, District Attorney's office the next day. Ricky arrives at the DA's office early, only to find a giant gathering of protesters and news reporters blocking the main entrance. Many of them hold up signs that say things like, "Puppet Gate, bring our puppets home," and "taking the law into our foam hands." Ricky spots Alicia standing outside, smoking a cigarette. She puts it out when she notices him.
What on earth is going on?
I'm 15 minutes early. I didn't want to head inside until it was exactly 8 a.m.
No, I mean, why are there all these people here?
Oh, it's because that stunt you pulled with Shaggington, he told the press you mistreated his puppet client. Now it's become a race issue. Good going. Fisher's eating this up.
Enter Kirk Fisher.
Speak of the devil.
Oh, great.
Ricky Cook! I don't think I could have asked Betsy Ross herself for a better story. But no, really, I have to thank you. I can finally buy that sweet rod I was planning on buying.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
Betsy Ross has been dead for 200 years.
The crowd boos mercilessly. Some of them scream things like puppet microaggressor and puppet hater.
Puppet hater!
I think I'll quote you on that for the record.
It's a fact! It's already in the record!
It's in the record that Jesus Christ, a human God, is dead, but not everyone believes that! What makes him so different?
Actually,
What the
Suddenly, Cliff pulls Ricky aside.
hell are you doing, Cook? As if things couldn't get any worse out here.
We treated Doodle Miser just like we would treat any human or puppet who committed a crime. Why doesn't anybody see that?
They won't listen to reason, Slick. They're angry. Many of them are oppressed. These are tough times for Chicago.
You have to say something, Cliff. You're the district attorney.
You don't think I don't know that? This isn't my first puppet rodeo, Slick. And right now, you're poking the puppet bull. And if you're not careful, that puppet bull will come up and puncture your elastic flesh ass with its dull plastic horns.
Cliff approaches the mob and is immediately met with various news reporters who shove microphones into his face.
District Attorney Poodlepants, is it true you made Doodle Miser admit to his crime by calling him, quote, inorganic, end quote, and, quote, a pathetic ball of yarn with no hope for a future, end quote?
No, that's not at all what happened.
Mr. Poodlepants, we're told that Doodle Miser was denied a trial because of his puppet heritage. Is this true? And if so, is this why you left your office yesterday sobbing? And if so, are you happy you destroyed an innocent puppet's life? And if so...
I would not allow such a thing to happen.
But what about your new human partner? Could he have been hired for such a purpose? To carry out the whims of a cloak and dagger puppet racism?
No, I'm not. I'm a puppet. If you haven't noticed, I too wish to snuff out such ignorance. But what you're suggesting is nothing short of a conspiracy theory.
We demand equality! Puppet gate! Foam hands!
Looks like Cliff could use some help. Isn't that like what you're hired for or something?
You're right, Alicia. Sir, you've got to take control of this situation.
What do you expect me to do? I did what I could. Rip my career. It's all over.
You're giving up already? What the hell? Come on! I know you have it in you to...
But I don't! Billy Flufferstumpen was the one who took care of public announcements and stuff like this. Betsy rest his soul. Angry crowds like these make me nervous. They give me gas.
Listen to me, Cliff. Only you could fix this. They're advocating puppets' rights. And you're a puppet! Made up of felt, fabric, phalanges, and metacarpals just like them. I can't do this one for you.
Okay. You're right. I'll...
Cliff farts and starts panicking.
No, that's it. It's over now. My career's gonna end with the fart joke.
No! My mother once told me to never let anything get in the way of my success. Not even my own fart hole. Now, it's your turn, Mr. Poodlepants. Get out there and grab success by its internal genitalia. Make these people understand what it's really like to be a puppet.
Cliff grins and nods. He puts his hand on Ricky's shoulders.
Thanks, Slick.
Cliff turns back towards the crowd and takes a microphone out of the news reporter's grasp.
Puppets, friends, colleagues, fellow Chicagoans, please, let's just settle down for a moment. The allegations against my office are absurd. As your district attorney and as a puppet, I implore you to put down your picket signs and realize that it is my job, nay, our job, to serve justice to wrongdoers and criminals based on factual evidence and not race. Mr. Dudemizer was the one who burned down that puppet orphanage.
Overly dramatic gasps are heard from the peanut gallery.
Yes, I was shocked too to know that puppets would ever want to harm other puppets. And while innocent puppet orphans may not have been Dudemizer's target, I assure you that his conviction is true. You see, Dudemizer was a victim during his stay at the PC orphanage. All he truly wanted was to exact revenge on those that did him wrong, much like all of you. Are his actions then still justified? Well, we must leave that to our trusted judges and juries. Until then, let's keep the children who perished in the PC orphanage fire in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls, and remember that all children, not just puppet orphan children, but orphan human and puppet children, and all children's children, orphan children, it must feel safe and cared for in this city of Chicago forever and always.
Yeah!
The crowd cheers. Confetti is shot out of a cannon by a group of puppets, and the crowd soon begins to disperse.
Damn. What did you tell him?
Oh, just something my mother told me once.
To get a job and a girlfriend?
No.
To stop playing so much Magic the Gathering?
No.
To... Perfect timing. See you inside, Ricky.
Ricky watches her head towards the building's main entrance, and he almost swoons. Cut to interior New York-style pizza parlor that afternoon. Ricky and Cliff are happily chowing down together.
You know, this New York style pizza isn't half bad. Good call, Slick.
Nothing beats it, Chief.
Listen, I owe you a thank you for what you said to me back there. I wouldn't have done it without you.
Don't sweat it. I knew you had it in you. And I don't mean your farts.
Their laughter stops when they hear the laugh track.
Enough of that already!
Enter Mayor Arlington.
Oh, heavens, Betsy Ross!
What?
It's the damn mayor again.
No, I mean, what's with this Betsy Ross
Poodlepants!
Mayor! Delighted to see you again. Quite a coincidence, huh?
I don't believe in coincidence. Arlington turns his attention towards Ricky. I wanted to congratulate your partner here on his exceptional work with the Doodle Miser case. Got a lot of angry people off our backs with that speech you gave.
But, sir, I didn't give any speech. Mr. Poodlepants did that.
Is that so? I've never seen him speak to a crowd like that before. Arlington pats Ricky on the back gingerly and with the tips of his fingers. Good job back there. Exit Arlington.
He really doesn't like puppets, does he?
He never has.
Well, people can change.
Not that one, Slick. Trust me. If Doodle Miser was a puppet, Mayor Arlington would have been singing his name as if it was the title of a Broadway musical.
But you changed, Chief. I wouldn't be surprised if you handled all public announcements from here on out.
I did pretty good, didn't I?
Ricky nods.
Don't count on it, though, Slick.
Cut to establishing shot of District Attorney's office building the next day. Fade to interior Ricky's new office day. ADA Ricky Cook takes root in his office. He adjusts a photo on the wall behind his desk and places his hand on the high-backed leather chair. A smile comes across his face. He feels at peace. He feels at peace for a moment. He walks over to the wall of floor-to-ceiling windows in the room. He smiles. We hear the wind whistling outside.
Boy, they don't call it the Windy City for nothing, huh?
Then, suddenly, cutting through the silence and with a heavy thud, a puppet slams into the window before him. Ricky shrieks in terror.
Ah!
Cliff, Alicia, and the janitor subsequently rush in.
What in the name of Betsy Ross?
I was looking out the window and...
Huh. Never had a puppet slam into your window via rogue gust before.
I just wasn't expecting that.
Look, it's just Mr. Gollywoggles, the city librarian.
Alicia waves to Gollywoggles.
Hello, Mr. Gollywoggles.
Hello.
He'll be fine. Damn lucky he didn't land in a large body of water. You need help? Because I can help you. I can open the window. I can reach my hand out there and I can grab you. I can pull you in.
No,
I can...
No, Mr. Dude. I think I got it. The puppet catches another gale and takes off. May Betsy Ross bless you.
Maybe you could finally tell me what this whole Betsy Ross thing is about?
Well, you know how humans believe in nonsense like gods and religions? Well, most of us puppets believe that Betsy Ross first gave us sentience. It was she that gave all puppets life. Or something.
Huh. No kidding.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
You learn something new every day.
What the hell are you doing here? You're the goddamn janitor. Get back to work right now.
Everyone laughs. The janitor frowns. Freeze frame. End Act 2. End of episode. Roll credits.